Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, May 22nd, day 88 on the Appalachian Trail. And I'm headed out at 7 o'clock, 7:04, leaving the Brink Road Shelter. And my plan is to do about 20 today and go to High Point Shelter. I don't know when I get out of New Jersey. I don't know how many miles you have in New Jersey before you're in the next state, New York. But I know that you don't stay long in any of these next three states. I'm going to try my shoes again today. I told texted Misty yesterday and said, don't mail my boots yet. So trying to see if I'm gonna need to go back to my boots. My feet were hurting pretty good at the end of the day yesterday. They're fine right now, but of course, probably midway today I'll know for sure, I guess, what I'm hoping. Just give you an update on my shoes. Not that you care about what I'm wearing, but sure does make life miserable when your feet hurt all the time. Sun's up. Birds have been chirping since almost 5 o'clock this morning. I made coffee, had my little goo waffle thing. Kind of gives me a little energy. But there were a bunch of people here, but nobody stayed in the shelter. Mosquitoes were buzzing like crazy. And my plan was, by the time I went to bed, it had cooled off enough they'd quit flying, and sure enough, it actually got a little cool during the night. Let's see what the temperature is now. Well, it says 51. It's felt a little cooler than that, but it's good enough to keep the mosquitoes away, though. May have to. This shelter's kind of down in a low area where it's kind of wet. Maybe it had something to do with the mosquitoes. I may have to, and if the mosquitoes keep getting bad, I'll just tent rather than stay in the shelter so I can keep them off of me. All right, hopefully get some views for you today. Headed back up this blue blaze to get on the trail. Nice little view coming up here. Culver Lake. That's what that's called. Culver Lake. Pretty setting here up on this mountain. First view I really have had this morning. Over 2 miles in. Oh, wow. Wow. This is Culver's Gap at Branchville, New Jersey. And they have a restaurant here called Mountain House, which another thru hiker buddy of mine told me I need to go in and get a hamburger. It is very good. The only problem with that is they're closed on Monday and Tuesday. And of course, that's just my luck. I am here a little early too for lunch, but man, I sure would have liked to gotten a hamburger. Anyway, it's just right here too. He said he stayed there an hour and a half. Said it was a great burger. Oh well, that's my luck. I got another planned stop coming up for lunch, so maybe that'll work out. First thing I gotta do is get across this road somehow. Made it across. Just got to wait for the break and then go. moving on through. Man, I sure would like to have a hamburger or anything. I got beef stroganoff was pretty good last night, though, I'll have to admit. And I just had that goo this morning. It's like a what do you call them? Shoot, little round things that you put on top of your coffee cup. Waffle something. I can't think of what it's called. But it's made by Goo, the ones I eat. They got a little energy in them. And I've already been hitting my pockets with energy bars too. I do have one Snickers left that I bought when I was in town. If you ever get a chance, you like backpacking podcasts, I just listened to Backpacking and Blisters. They don't have a whole lot of subscribers, but it's really good. And the guy's Christian. It's interesting. They make tongue-in-cheek comments occasionally. And one of the things they talk about are Snickers, whether or not it's a candy bar or an energy bar. And, so, check it out sometime if you like. If you're a backpacker, it's called Backpacking and Blisters, I believe. Blisters and Backpacking Blisters, I think is what it's called. They're not through hikers. They just do a podcast on backpacking. And I think they're on YouTube too. So they're funny. A couple of guys. They interview serious backpackers also on their show. All right, talk to you later. Okay, on the other side of the lake now. I came over that ridge right there and filmed this lake down in here. Came over this ridge and we came down in the gap where the road is and back up over here. That's the lake. Culver's Lake, I believe. See if I can get the focus over there. Anyway, hopefully I can get some better shots than this, but it's a pretty awesome view here too. I've been hearing that bird for miles and miles. I have no idea what bird that is. But he is everywhere. Started in Pennsylvania, I think. There he goes, the little bird. I guess that's him. Not positive that was him. Only bird I saw. He is loud. Been hearing him miles and miles from a long way off. Sounds like somebody's diesel truck that's been deleted, taken off. This is Culver's Phi Tower. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be pretty good. I can figure out how to get down there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just as far as you can see, mountains with trees on them. Just as far as you can see. This is looking, the sun's behind. This is probably looking north this way. I'm going mostly northeast these days. So that's probably north. Sure, that's looking into New York State, probably. I'll have to look at a map. I'm gonna do that today, see how far I am before I get into New York State. It's not far. Pretty. Look here, there's a lookout here, overlook. I think I'll eat lunch here. Looks a pretty good spot in the shade. Wow. Pretty nice. Pretty nice building here. There's no road right here. I hadn't heard a road, hadn't seen anybody. Just a high point here. They came up here and built this little pavilion-like building. It's nice. Good place to eat lunch. I just had a wrap and I'm working on a protein bar. Well, we're not out of the rocks yet because we got rock fences still. There were a bunch of those in Pennsylvania. A bunch of them. I didn't film a bunch of them. It's pretty neat though. That's old rock fence. My Shipacong shelter. I did the best I could with that. Don't hold me accountable. Oh, and here's a good little thing. That bear box has got water in it. Lots of water for us hikers to restock up on, which was pretty nice because I had a water crossing coming, but the far out doesn't talk real good about it. And that is an old shelter, old shelter. High Point Cross Country Ski Center. Over there. I'm going up to High Point Shelter tonight. Trying to find the trail actually right now. I don't see it. Look what I walked out on. This is, some of this area is called High Point. I'll be staying at High Point Shelter, but it's the observation tower here. Wow, there's the Washington Monument. Look at there. Am I going by it too? Wow. I get to sit down. It looks just like the Washington Monument. That is neat. My feet hurt. I may have to change back into my boots. They are killing me. Trees are all grown up, you about can't see. Lots of trees, as far as you can see. All right, 19.7 miles today, and I'm walking to the High Point Shelter, which is about 0.2 or 3 off the trail. Let's see, looks like the privy right here is supposed to be some creeks too, easy access to water. And getting done early today. Let's see what time it is. 4:41. It's not real early, but earlier than when I camp usually. It looks like a nice privy. I had never shown y'all the privies, have I? Don't know that that's something you want to see on my channel. That's one of the nicer ones, it looks like. I know some of you would probably be interested to see what that's like. I'll ease up there, maybe nobody's here. There goes a chipmunk. It's a raised structure like that, and it's just not a whole lot to them, usually. Knock, knock. So, they're called molten privies. I hope this one's not too bad off. That's it. You put that mulch down in there after you use it. It drops down in a pit underneath, and they will move it over and let it keep doing its thing naturally. Now you've seen a privy, and that's a nicer one for sure. Some of them are kind of open and just the top on them. They've been fairly nice here lately. Up here in the north part, a lot nicer than what we started out with in Georgia and North Carolina. And definitely a lot nicer than what we see in Tennessee. They don't have them in Tennessee. All right, I hear water. That's good. There's probably somebody already here. Set up camp. Can't decide whether I want to stay in a shelter or set up my tent. We'll assess that when I get up here. I'll come back on later. Nice water supply right here at the shelter. Don't see anybody here. Well, I did get here early. Bear box. By the way, one of my buddies at home sent me a notice that the shelter I stayed in last night was closed due to bear activity. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.